Hello, I am Unstoppable Tracy. Welcome to Unstoppable You on TDC, the Disability Channel on Roku. Today I am over the moon, feeling resilient because I have Resilient Mike with me. Let me introduce Michael H. Ballard. I like to say Michael Handsome Ballard, that's what the H is for, but most people say Michael Humorous Ballard. But it's because there's so many Michael Ballards, but there is only one Michael H. Ballard. Welcome.
Good to be here.
Oh, it's so fun
Great
to have
be here.
you.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
Aw.
Thanks for the invite.
Are you kidding? As soon as I found out that you were Resiliency for Life, and it was an immediate synergy, you and I. It was fabulous.
It's like I've known her for a long time, but of course she's not that old. I've just known her a long time.
That's right.
Is
Long
that
time
safe?
this year.
Yeah,
Maybe.
this year. Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Oh, but there's only been a few days in this particular year.
Well, we've known each other at least 9 days then.
At least.
I heard rumors of your...
Unstoppableness?
Yes.
I like how he...
Last year.
Yes, yeah, about that.
Yeah. I even saw pictures and proof. 20 countries. Wow.
Oh, now see, it's my job to make him look fabulous, and he's busy bragging about my 20 countries.
I wouldn't say bragging, it's a fact.
Yeah, 20 countries.
No extrapolation there, it's the facts, Jack.
Well, he's got some impressive facts, Mr. Resilient Michael.
Thank you, thank you. Well, I think that resiliency is a topic we need to share because it's not something everybody's aware of that they have the choice of.
Yes.
And it's not something everybody's comfortable with.
No.
And the one phrase I can give your viewers,
Yes.
or for some people who are not watching but they're just listening,
yes.
your listeners, is that along the path with my concussion and 2 chronic illnesses and several battles with cancer and a failed surgery.
1 or 2 things.
Just a few and some other things, but you know, less big than that.
The paper cuts.
Yeah, how'd you know? I didn't write about that. Is that resiliency is a choice, it's a process, it's a beliefs and values system, and yet some very important people in our lives sometimes don't know that, and they will do their best to, with good intention, inflict on us.
Yeah.
Oh, Tracy. Oh, poor you. In a small way. I have a toe joint that went away. It didn't stop working last year.
Oh, that's missing toe.
Well, no, the toe's still there. The joint just doesn't want to work anymore.
Oh, so just the joint.
In my family, we joke about things when they don't work right. So I'm at a family function with my mother and I say, Ma, any warranty in this body?
Yeah.
She said, dear, that only lasted 12 months. It's way past, 60 years past warranty. Rats. And my brother,
you're nowhere near 60.
Don't tell. And I tease my brothers, Mom, any spare parts? Ask your brothers. And my brothers are like, stay away. So resiliency is a belief system, and in my family, we make fun of what scares us, what concerns us, what hurts us.
Yes.
Because it gives you a sense of control back, a sense of ownership back. So it's do you have the problem or does the problem own you?
Yes.
And so when I went to see my family doctor about my very toe joint, he was a little workup and he touched the joint and he went, yeah, that's out. I can feel it. I want you to make an appointment with a chiropodist, a foot expert.
Fancy.
Okay.
I wouldn't know that word.
Either would I. the toe foot guy, I know, that's my explanation. He went to school all those years. I can't remember what his official title is. I make the appointment, or I try to make the appointment, leave 2 messages, doesn't return the calls. Who knows? I make an appointment with somebody else. I go, I see, he does the workup. Now I have diabetes, so toes, feet, skin are important to pay attention to more than regular.
Huge. Most of my amputee friends are from diabetes.
I'm proud to say that he said I had stunning skin, good toenails,
Lovely.
and excellent hairy toes.
Well, hairy.
Can you put that on a resume?
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of hairy. I think it's a whole foot thing.
Yes, well, yours are permanently cute your way because they're uniquely yours.
It's an advantage I have.
Yes, and think of what you save on shoes. So I went to see, I made another appointment.
Yes.
To phooey on the guy that said you're just too old.
Oh.
That was what the second foot expert said. Well, I'm 42, I have foot issues too. It's your age, there's nothing you can do about it. You can live with it. I was like, no, it hurts so much I can't walk some days.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go around with canes if I don't need them because that's a mobility issue, it's a safety issue. I'm not going to do a trip and fall because I didn't get enough answers.
Yeah.
So I respectfully wrote off the 42-year-old silly man.
Silly man.
Who says there's nothing you can do.
Oh. So soon as you hear that, what happens?
I went home. I said, thank you very much. Goodbye. Thinking I'm never going to see you again.
Yeah.
But it's at a clinic setting. So when I went back to see one of the other experts, I said, and by the way, Remember the foot issue, why I exercise less except swim?
Yeah.
Here's what your on-team expert said. So would you give him a little, cause a small bruise? I don't want him professionally fired or kicked out or anything else.
No.
I want him to get a little bruise that lasts for a week or two.
Just a can-do bruise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So say, hey, Michael, there's nothing I can do, but let's find alternatives. But I was just a processed number that day. So I went to a pain clinic. Cost me money, had to save up a few shekels, but I now have an insert in the bottom of my shoe that pushes up when the joint has gone out, pushes it into place, and I can't tap dance, then again I couldn't before anyways,
Yes.
but I can still get around,
Right.
and I can exercise and have perfect balance, and I can walk up 3 and 4 flights of stairs and down 3 or 4 flights for just a little muscle strength, and have no pain, not even discomfort. It just says hello. So I go hello back, thanks for the memories, but for 40 more years we're going to do this.
Yes.
No more pain, just discomfort.
So how many of you out there listening have been through this journey of, told you have to just accept, and you carry on and on with thousands of appointments to follow up on to be able to get where you get? And it turns out an answer was a fairly simple solution. And not for everybody are they able to run and up and down stairs with that solution, but that idea of being persistent. And so let's come back to resiliency for life.
Yes.
So that's a toe, but now you impact thousands with resiliency for life.
Yes, because resiliency is a belief system. I have to believe that I can have a higher quality experience than I am currently when I'm faced with an obstacle. So another doctor with good intention told me when I had my bowel disease diagnosis that there's nothing you can do. And I went, oh.
I've heard that before.
In my family, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
You can visit the land of there's nothing you can do because you get overwhelmed because the issue is overwhelming.
Yeah.
But you can't live there because then you get depressed, you get sad, you get angry, So visiting for an hour a week. But then it was like, oh, no internet. I'm that old at 17. Bus, York University, research library. Harvard Medical School, mind body clinic. The 4 chronic illnesses being studied. If you do the following things, you can have 20% less symptoms and less intensity of symptoms.
I like 20% less.
It's a big number and 30% cheaper to take care of.
I like that too.
Drug plan was adequate, but it wasn't perfect. So 30% savings is 30% savings. So I started to practice it, and within a year, I went 3 years with no symptoms. It didn't make the illness go away. They're very clear in the research, but I had no pain for 3 years.
Oh, that's fabulous.
So the plumbing expert, because sorry if you're going to tell me things that are out of your expertise, he was talking mental, emotional.
Yeah.
He was a physical expert.
Yeah.
So as a physical expert, he did a good job diagnosing me.
Yeah.
But then he talked emotional, social, intellectual, and he was,
Yeah.
So he became, in my mind, I never said it to his face, trying to stay respectful, he was a plumber.
He was a plumber.
Because my plumbing was diseased.
Yeah.
But it's not a flaw.
No.
It's just at 17, that was my biggest challenge in my health.
Yes.
Disappointing.
Yes.
And boy, when you have a bowel disease, you know where every washroom is.
I bet.
Wherever you go. Because every 20 minutes or so, you might have to go urgently, or some days you might go for 3 hours and not have to go.
And I've hung out with him in preparation for this, and I haven't seen you run the loo once.
No.
So you've got something under control
Yeah.
that led you to a website of Resiliency for Life.
Yes, and so when you manage your resiliency, first of all, you have to be aware of it. And then your belief system has to be, who do I need? Whose help can I ask for?
Yeah.
If I had to listen to the first foot doctor that actually gave me an appointment, not the one that never got back to me,
Yeah.
I'm stuck with this forever. Took me 2 weeks. I was angry.
Yeah.
What's the logical next steps? Okay. Pain clinic. But what type of pain clinic? Oh, this pain clinic's got more than one type of expert on staff. I don't want a pain clinic where they're all just Western medicine family doctors now specializing in pain.
Yeah.
Not a character flaw. Oh, this pain clinic's got 3 experts on staff, 3 different degrees, 3 different backgrounds. Oh, and at least 2 of them sit in on every appointment? I'm in.
Way better.
And of course, their attitude was, what do you want us to do? I said, I want you to re-diagnose, because I've been told by my family doctor, and then the sonogram and the x-ray, but I want your opinion.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping to manage the pain so I get my mobility back fully,
Yeah.
or at least to the point where I'm safe.
Yeah.
I don't have to sleep with my running shoes on anymore, because when I wear the insert all day, it puts the joint in place, and I go to bed, and once a month now it may be out of joint when I get up in the morning.
Right.
I can live with once a month.
Yes.
Because then it's only uncomfortable.
And so many of our viewers, like
Yes.
you, have tried to figure out pain and have done follow-up or are going to learn from you to do more and more follow-up.
Yes.
But many like you now want to turn it into a celebratory way of making a difference for others and embracing that. And you have done that very successfully. You're a very successful entrepreneur. You're also on, how do people find some of your training programs?
Oh, well, if you go to UDEMY, Udemy, as in
Udemy.
you to me, that's not really what it was meant to be in the beginning, but that's
No.
how you remember the name,
Yes.
Udemy, UDEMY.com, and you look for Michael Ballard.
Michael H. Ballard?
And there I am, and I've done a few, and I've co-authored and co-produced a few, and then I've got a few where I've helped others get their own programs up. And so I have, for example, we have 7 relationship courses.
Yes.
Introduction to key segments.
Nice.
So we're not experts on what to look for in personality styles, but in 70 minutes, we get you started on personality styles, because awareness of self is the first step to move forward for more happiness and more resiliency.
Yes. How to
Because-
adapt and connect to others.
I once got asked to work with a company with personalities, and could I help them sell a product? And one of the key things of the product was your sense of pacing. Are you slow paced?
Oh.
To quote my friend from Newfoundland, are you on island time? And I said, where's that accent coming from? She said, the Vikings came to Newfoundland before they went to, before people got to Jamaica. So she said, I claim island time as my own. And she said, I can't work in Newfoundland with my relatives and friends and family because everything is later.
Yeah.
When I'm at work, I am persistent. It happens now. Go, go, go. All ships on deck.
Yeah.
Holiday time? Who cares? This week, next month, next decade. When I retire, I'm going to throw away my watch, my calendar, and I'll just know what date of the month it is when the check hits the bank from my pension.
Your pension.
In my personal life, I have no time issues.
No.
Could care less, but at work, I get paid to produce things.
Yeah.
I want to be on time. I want to be on purpose. So these people like, Michael, you don't act congruent with your style. Your style says fast-paced. You talk fast, you walk fast. But you took 5 years to accomplish this. And I said, part of being resilient is delayed gratification. Because delayed gratification means if I stay patient, learn the skills, practice the skills, get good at the skills,
Yes.
then I just might get the results I want.
That's it. And so this is what's happening in your life right now, currently,
Always.
always. And so you must still have some down days.
Oh, absolutely.
So what's some tips and tricks for your hardiness?
Well, first of all, there's a phrase or a quote I have that's mine, I think. If your viewers heard it from somebody else, they either got it from me or it's old, and I just don't know where it came from. And the phrase is, what you repress makes you regress. And so what I mean by that is, we're emotional beings, we're social beings, we're intellectual beings, we're physical beings, we're sexual beings. What are you hiding? What are you pushing down? What are you not dealing with? So I believe we all deserve a good cry on occasion.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what your agenda for crying should be. When I was fighting cancer, I decided it should be daily.
Okay.
But I got tired of crying real fast after a few days of sobbing for half an hour because it's exhausting.
It's also exhausting.
And if you're going to fight for your life, in my case, you've got to get some things accomplished.
Yes.
So what you repress makes you regress. So what scares you? Well, in my case, it was cancer and I could die, so that scares me. But oh wait,
That's scary.
my doctor, after 9 years of school, went off to Europe and took an extra 6 months of schooling to learn advanced surgical techniques so that people like me get the best care in the world.
Fabulous.
Wow, on my team.
One.
Really well-trained surgeon above
Yeah.
and beyond North American standards, which living in North America is pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
2, a loving family to support me. Wow, home runs. Oh, being the extrovert that I am.
He's shrinking violet.
Oh, it's terrible. I had phoned and written 190 plus people in the workplace saying, I want no sympathy, I want no empathy. But would you write me a note? Would you send me a letter? Would you send me a postcard? And just tell me something that's great this week.
Oh.
Maybe, and there's somebody on the crew behind the cameras with great orange shoes. Maybe you got some new orange shoes and you're styling.
Woo!
Maybe you got a nice piece of jewelry.
St. Christopher from my mom for Christmas.
And so I started getting notes, reminding and reflecting on something positive in their life. Because I didn't want any sympathy.
No.
Lord knows I got enough fear for 3 lifetimes.
Well, and what the other thing that you did, if we can just sort of unpack what you've said there, is a lot of people don't know what to do for you when you're in a tough place. A lot of people don't know how to be a support as a four-wing amputee. So when you are, for example, dealing with cancer, what you did do is give people permission and let people know how they could best be a support.
Because I didn't want sympathy. I
Yeah.
didn't want empathy. I was in a hospital ward.
Or silence and avoidance, because they don't know what to say.
Because through the double doors was the palliative care where there was 40 or 50 people in their last weeks. So I already got a big reminder of what I'm going through.
Yeah.
I'm in a whole ward of people going through the same thing in their own way.
Yeah.
So let's mix it up.
Yeah.
Ask for help, tell them what you want, and the most remarkable things happened. One of my coworkers' father went, "You've talked about this Michael guy. I'm writing him a letter."
Oh.
I got a handwritten letter, 2 pages long, or 4 pages long, 4 pages long. "Dear Michael Ballard, you don't know me, but my son works with you on occasion, and he says that if you were 70 years older, this would be just life. But he said, you're not even 30 yet.
Yeah.
I have to share that both my parents went through identical stuff that you're going through."
Oh.
And one was at 71, and they lived to be 89.
Woo.
And they went back to horseback riding, bicycle riding, hiking, camping. So don't think that this means it's all over.
No.
And the other one, they had it at 76, and they made it to 85. Same thing. They got back out there, and they were busy, active, and as they put it, just a few more scars.
Fabulous success story.
So by reaching out and sharing what I was looking for,
Yeah.
I got back so much that the hospital were like, "Should we know you? Are you on television sometimes? Are you a radio host? Are you hiding out? Are you from another country?"
Because of all this mail that you'd actually asked
I have
for.
400 pieces in a real quick order of time.
Wow.
So it's really important to ask for help and then tell people what you could use.
Yes.
Just like you have to politely tell people what you don't want. One of my neighbors had guests that visited, and their intent was to uplift,
Yep.
but they would sit on the bed and bounce up and down because they were, and this is a person with extreme surgeries.
Yep.
Every bounce of the bed cost them pain,
Yeah.
wore them out. So they would have these 12-minute visits. Their family relatives would leave and they go, "Oh, they mean well, they're just killing me here. It hurts so
Ooh.
much." And I said,
Wow.
"Well, tell them. I can't, I'll hurt their feelings."
Yeah.
No, you're the one fighting for your life. You
Yeah.
set the boundaries, you set the expectations.
Yeah.
Want to see you, just don't sit in my bed because the movement hurts.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, it took them 5 weeks to get up the courage to say it.
I bet. That's a hard thing to tell family that are just busy loving you.
Yep, but
But they didn't communicate the best way to love them.
no,
What
because
works for
they
them.
were concerned that they wouldn't visit her, and it was like, you gotta tell them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
Excellent.
important. Boundaries, expectations are big in being resilient.
So where is Resiliency for Life going after today?
Ah.
What's the future goals for you?
Well, we have almost finished developing a program for all ages
Excellent.
on mental health and situational skills.
Okay.
So depression's important to acknowledge and get treatment. Schizophrenia, personality disorders, those are all important things that some of us have that we deserve to get care for.
Okay.
Situational mental health I describe as what do you need when you, what skills do you need when you have cancer? What if you discover you've suddenly started to get panic attacks and anxiety attacks? What do? This course doesn't replace medical care, mental health care. It gets you started so that a 4-year-old can say to a 87-year-old grandma,
Yeah.
"Grandma, are you having a special moment or day?" No judgment. "Grandma, let's do some special things together and practice some skills to lower the stress, and then through open communications with no judgment, get the care you need."
Yeah.
So we work with people with agoraphobia and anxiety attacks. We work with people who have been on the wrong end of violence or witness violence. And it's pretty powerful when you give people language with got no attachments to nastiness or negativity.
Yes.
How they open up and share. A 5-year-old who goes, "I'm feeling really loud and fast today."
Yeah.
And what that really means is, I'm angry and I'm anxious that a relative beat up another relative right in front of me and
Yeah.
could have killed them. And the ambulance came and police took one of them away in handcuffs, and I never get to see them but for an hour a week because that relative was so violent.
Oh.
So helping them be calm so they don't get kicked out of school, so their life goes on outside of the family drama. 'Cause you don't want to get kicked out of school at 5.
No.
Life can go the wrong way.
So are these things that you do in live courses or online? Or?
Live courses, online. I got to work with the government of Singapore because I have a common language approach to resiliency. I don't talk about all the big words. I don't pontificate splendiferously because I'm not an expert. I'm a tour guide.
Yes.
I help people understand they have options to be resilient. There's skills to learn. There's belief systems to examine.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important that people know they have these choices. It took me 7 years to get through 4 years of school, but persistence, because being of a certain age, don't spell, don't pass. Well, me and endoplasmic reticulum for biology
Yeah, that's a hard word to spell.
still is.
Yes.
But the subject matter was important and I learned it. I just couldn't pass it because
Yes.
I couldn't spell it.
Yes.
So people can learn a lot and move themselves forward. And so we did a big course for IBM,
Yes.
for staff and spouses
Okay.
in video, and conferences, workshops, training, coaching. It's exciting to help people get a new perspective to be more resilient
Yes.
as you do your way.
Yes, I do my way. And wherever Michael goes, even in an elevator, he's busy. I like to call it flirting, but I think it's an official communication technique.
As before on camera with the 3-year-olds
In the hall, coming here today.
They were playing with a soccer ball, and the look on their face when I said, I'm so old, we didn't have soccer balls in Canada for kids your age because they weren't in Canada.
Were you pulling their leg?
No, I'm serious. I
Yeah.
didn't see a soccer ball or see anything with soccer till grade 6.
Holy cow.
I am that old, Tracy. I'm
No.
not in my 40s like you.
Aw. But if you're gonna, be nice and stretch it, just stretch it right down to 20s or 30s.
29?
Yeah,
Okay.
that works. That works. Oh my gosh. It
So
was
thank
very
you.
fun. So if people want to reach out and ask you a question about today or
Yes.
find out about your services, where do they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Resilient Michael, one word, no L. You can find me on Facebook at Michael H. Ballard for the business page. You can find me, we got a group and a page in Facebook on Resiliency for Life, all one word. And the page has information and the group has added resources for people to learn things and share things at free and low fee.
Well, that's handy. Free and no fee.
Yeah.
Michael, it is always fun to be with you. I've learned so many things about you I had no idea about. And the tips and tricks that we can all just walk away with right away and just even remind us. Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, he talks about sharpening the saw.
Yes.
So sometimes we have the saw, we have the skill, but we don't take time to sharpen it.
And then use it.
And so you reminded me today that we've got these skills. We can do what he said. It's just up to us to use it and apply it. And so you sharpened our saws today.
Under pressure, we often forget. And that's why it's good to have a friend, an associate,
Yeah.
and say, hey, I'm stuck.
You can do it.
It's not a character flaw to be stuck. It's called being human.
Yes.
You can.
You can.
If I can, I know you can.
If I can, you can. No excuses. Thank you for joining us on Unstoppable You with Unstoppable Tracy, Michael H. Ballard on the Disability Channel, TDC. Bye, everyone.